to Woodbridge, the best town around. My name is John McCormick. I'm the mayor of this great town, and we are here today at Evangel Church on Berkeley Boulevard in the Island section of Woodbridge. Used to be called the Metro Park Assembly of God, but it merged with a church over in Scotch Plains, and now it's the Evangel Church. And as our pastors will explain in a minute, they're having their kickoff this weekend on Easter Sunday. Let me first introduce a young man who almost needs no introduction because it seems like he's on TV a lot in Woodbridge because his church has done so many great things over so many years between food drives and helping causes, and I think the most important one that I see him at all the time is the Tooling Around the Town, where he always brings a group of men and women from the church to go to a house every April and fix up and landscape and paint and do all kinds of great things, and it's a wonderful organization. And Pastor Leslie Samuel of now from Evangel Church, thank you very much. And this is Pastor Chris Moranti from the Scotch Plains Church, and these two gentlemen got together. You know how hard that is for people to put aside their self-interests and put aside their egos and just do the right thing for their congregations. Well, that's what these two gentlemen have done. And they have formed the superpower, really, by merging these two churches. And you're about to see why I call them a superpower with why we're here today. We'll talk about what they're doing. So let me start with Pastor Samuel. Pastor, please say a few words about what today's effort is, and we'll follow that with Pastor Chris.
Sure. Yeah, so our volunteers have been getting together to put together 150 boxes of food, for each box having enough for a family of 4. And we want to bless families this Easter week as we're, as an Evangel Church as a whole, we are putting together over 700 boxes. And so we're excited that we get to do this and to enable families this season to get a glimpse of hope that we all need to see, especially in this season that we're all finding ourselves in.
Okay, Pastor Chris, anything you'd like to add to that?
Yeah, we're just really excited. My family, we've been living in Woodbridge for the last 10 plus years, and so I'm so excited that we are launching Evangel Woodbridge. Boxes of Hope is something that actually started last year during the pandemic. We were able to mobilize and send thousands of families meals and boxes in that time of need when they were quarantining. So this is just really a continuation of that. It's to help anyone know that you're not alone. Hope is available to you, and we just think Easter is the best time of the year to share that. So we're so excited about the efforts. Like Pastor Leslie said, we have 150 boxes going into Woodbridge. That's 150 families. Each box can feed up to 4 to 5 people in a household with a full Easter dinner. We have another 600 going into the townships around Scotch Plains and Union County as well in Newark. So we're just excited about this and so looking forward to serving this Woodbridge community.
So can you tell us, either one of you tell us, how do you identify the families that need this?
Yeah, sure. So we work with a lot of different community partnerships where we will find organizations that have and have identified those needs. We've been doing this for some years now, so Thanksgiving's another time where we give many of these meals out. So we partner with different churches, organizations, just really anyone who's battling hunger. And then also, as we put it out on social media, people will respond, and we're able to get connected through them that way. Also, we also have a website, getboxesofhope.com, where families in need know they can reach out to us. And so that's another way that we've been able to connect with some families.
So you were doing the Thanksgiving thing before the pandemic.
Yep.
How have you found the demand last Thanksgiving versus the Thanksgivings before that?
This last Thanksgiving, I think the demand was a bit greater, through that. I mean, before, we've always been able to find that. There's always great need, in different parts of New Jersey, but I think that the need is becoming greater, closer, as families are just struggling and trying to make ends meet and feeling some of those pressures. And sometimes someone just needs to know that there's hope. Someone's thinking of them, caring for them, and trying to meet that need.
Great. Let me turn it down now to our superpower. Mr. Peter Barcelona, who runs our We Feed Woodbridge program, has done so since the 1990s, and he is the man or the person responsible for getting the food in Woodbridge from all the people who donate to our food banks and food pantries and soup kitchens, and he gets it from there to the central spot and out to the people who distribute it. So he's a true superstar in Woodbridge. Peter, can you say a few words?
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Pastor Chris, Pastor Les. Like as the mayor says, We Feed Woodbridge. We are a network of 11 food pantries. Currently, with the pandemic, about 1,300 plus families we are serving. So these boxes are a blessing to those families, because those families that are, as the pastor says, find themselves in a difficult time because of the pandemic, due to illness or loss of employment. So these boxes are definitely a blessing to those families that I serve every day in Woodbridge. Evangel Church has a food pantry here as one of our 11. Again, we network with as many people as we can, as the pastor said, which makes the load a lot lighter. So on behalf of We Feed, we thank you.
Thank you. Now I'd like to introduce a young lady that I actually grew up with. We're the same age. She grew up on Mason Street. I grew up on Jefferson Street and Menlo Park Terrace, 3 blocks apart. We didn't know each other. I was a Catholic school kid. She was a public school kid. So we didn't have, in our early years, much interaction. But I did know Norma Arneson at the time, because she was a fierce runner. Norma was a cross-country star at JFK High School. I don't know about your college career, but I think you went on to a pretty successful college career, but I don't remember when, but I know you were good. And she would run around the streets of Menlo Park Terrace just incessantly, all over, every hour of every day, every weather condition. It was really annoying for someone like me who was not as athletically inclined. My recreation was being a nerd, not an athlete, and her recreation was being an athlete. And maybe she'll tell you what she did in college. I don't remember, but I know she was really good. So we didn't even really get to know each other until you had your son, who's in the buddy ball program. I became very close to him and to you. So we knew each other remotely and became friends after we were in our 40s. Yeah. Which is kind of a weird story, that we lived 3 blocks away and didn't really know each other, but now we're very good friends. And Norma, please tell me, on behalf of all these great volunteers here, what it means to be here today, how it feels. First, tell me about what you did in college, because I know now that I've set you up, everybody wants to know. But tell me that first, and then brag a little bit, and then tell me about this effort.
Okay, well, I went to Trenton State College, which is now TCNJ, and I did run for the 4 years. And then I guess my claim to fame now is I was a race walker, and I competed in the New York City Marathon twice, which I won. I went to 2 U.S. teams, and then I was invited to the Olympic trials. So I did have a very
pretty good career.
Very good race walking career. And I am in the Hall of Fame, the Athletic Hall of Fame, and the Sure AC Hall of Fame. So yes, I was very blessed, but I just love running. So, as the mayor said, I grew up in Menlo Park Terrace, and I came here as a child from 5 years old. I don't know if you knew that. I attended here in Metro Park, Assembly of God, from 5 to 18. Then I went to Evangel, and now I have the opportunity to serve. And these people here, it's just wonderful. We have, I think the pastor said 50 or 60 people at Scotch Plains. We have 30 people here today, and it's just wonderful to be able to serve the community. And we're so happy that we're able to give Woodbridge families this Easter dinner.
Terrific. And I will take that back. I do actually run, except only every 4 years. At this point, I would like to present a proclamation to Evangel Church of Woodbridge, to Pastor Chris and Pastor Leslie, and ask them to stand up and hold it for a couple of pictures, if you don't mind.